Hello, welcome to the Travelin Young 20,000 subscriber live stream. We are super excited, but it wouldn't be right if we didn't first have the intro. We're the Youngs.
We've spent our lives traveling the world.
And in 2018, we moved from
Chicago, Illinois to
Copenhagen, Denmark.
Now we want to share with you
how our new lives abroad
is keeping us young.
keeping us young.
are helping to keep us young. Hello, we are here, 20,000. So a couple quick things I need to mention before we start. First of all, we were supposed to do this at a friend's studio and he had internet problems, and so alas, we are still in our home, which is
just in a different angle.
Yeah.
This is actually an angle you don't see very
not
often.
often. No, I think since maybe Peter and I had our Brisket brew drinking,
Yes.
I think that was at this angle, but typically we're not at this angle, so we move things around.
We're seeing a different corner of our living room here.
Yeah. But anyway, that's we're here at our home, and the internet here is not so great, but it's better than not working at all. So let's keep our fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed it all works.
We're going to keep it to 1 hour, and at the very end of this, last few minutes, we're going to celebrate Miranda's birthday. I have a gift for her, and we have some cake behind, so we'll sing happy birthday. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I want to go ahead and
Somebody said it's the only angle where there isn't booze in the background.
That's true, but there's booze right here. So I had some struggles earlier, and I started drinking before I started. So please grab a drink yourself if you feel like beer, because I'm gonna definitely have some, because it was I had some technical problems like maybe 30 minutes ago. It was quite stressful, so the beer came out early.
Hi, everybody.
Oh yes, and what I'm drinking. I'm drinking the Krinkarup that I picked up in Lolland.
Oh, yes.
The brown ale that I picked up in Lolland when we were there when we went to the medieval center. And so that's what I'm drinking. Cheers. So if you have a beer,
Somebody
cheers to you.
noticed my duck. My duck, his name is Filbert. I love him. He's dressed up like one of the Kongli Livgarde. He's great.
And I just want to say real quick, there's a computer over here where we can see what you're seeing. So if we're just randomly
If
watching
we look this way, that's
we're just...
sorry for the
so many
distraction.
screens.
We've got a lot of screens, 2 computers and another screen here, just to make sure everything's working. But the reason why we're doing this is to, of course, thank you guys for 20,000 subscribers, which is just insane to us that happened. I cannot believe that happened. I just can't believe that it happened. And it's just been amazing. And
It's odd to think that 20,000 people are interested in what we do.
And it's just amazing that people have stop and say hi.
Yeah.
Today, a couple people, Miranda and I, went downtown and did some stuff at Rosenberg Slot in Copenhagen, and a couple people said stuff there. It's just I can't believe it still. It's just amazing. And when we were over in when we were in Uland over the summer, I mean, it's just so. Please, if you ever see us, stop and say hi. We love to hear from you, and have you say hi. So, we had some questions that people asked us early, so I've got some of those. Maya's over here taking notes.
Yes, I'm writing
because
questions
it's so
that
hard
you're writing here.
Yeah.
Sorry if I missed some. I'm trying my best to write down all the things everyone is asking us, but yeah.
Okay.
So let's take a quick Maya question real fast. Maya.
Am I enjoying gymnasium? I am enjoying gymnasium. So the gymnasium process has been very long. I don't know if I mentioned it in a video, but I started at Lyngby Gymnasium. I think I did.
Yeah, you did.
I started at Lyngby Gymnasium, and then I actually decided, I was like, well, I don't want to be stuck doing business like forever. Like, I like business, but I don't know if that's like, because HHX has almost like the jobs and degrees after is mostly just business. So then there's an STX in the same building, so I decided to switch to Lyngby Gymnasium, the STX, and I just had a really hard time making friends there, and just, I don't know, not like fitting in, but I don't know, just making friends and being social and everything. So I started looking at other gymnasiums in general, and now I'm finally at Nærum Gymnasium. And I love it so much. I'm so happy there, and I just love it so much. If anyone...
Fancy!
It is fancy.
Yeah.
And if anyone has been to Nærum Gymnasium, let me know if you liked it. But
yeah,
But yeah, I am really enjoying it.
Yeah.
And I am pretty sure that I'm gonna do this Samfundsvej in English line. I have to choose actually next week, so scary. But yeah.
All right, let's have a quick Miranda question. What are the long-term plans in Denmark?
We get asked this a lot. What are our long-term plans? Our long-term plans actually are to stay as long as possible. When we first moved here, we thought, oh, we'll, you know, maybe give it a couple years and then, you know, maybe go someplace else in Europe. But we actually have just come to love it here so much that we really want to stay. And so right now we meet all the requirements for permanent residency with the exception of time. And passing the language exam. So that's why it's really important for us to pass these language courses, because time will just, you know, fix its own self. So then we can do permanent residency, and then I don't know if we've decided on if we would do citizenship at some point.
We'll see what happens. I mean,
yeah,
a lot of
now that you're allowed to have dual citizenship, we've thought about it. But I know, Maya, you would like to get citizenship, I think, at some point.
Yeah, I do want to get citizenship. I would like to get dual citizenship, American and Danish.
Yeah, it's not really, and some of the things are out of our control, but, you know, we want to stay here. I know originally, and I think we maybe mentioned this when we were on Go More Denmark and a few other times maybe, that we considered living in a couple different countries in Europe over time, and maybe, you know, for 6 or 7 years. But that was before we got here and before we realized what it was like to integrate and learn the language and really kind of belong. And so that's not what our plans are anymore. Our plans are to stay here as long as we can.
Someone just commented and said, we have enough gingers, Maya. There are actually, that is really interesting, because there's not that many gingers in the US. Like when I was in school, I remember there was I was like one of like 2 or 3 gingers, and now they're not everywhere, but way more than they were before. So you guys do have a lot of gingers.
Okay, I'm going to say something real fast because Mike keeps writing things. So I have no idea how YouTube decides when to remove comments or not. Nope. I don't have things set up to do that. But I think maybe when there's really, really long comments, they do. I don't know. I think
they mark it as like spam if it's super long.
Yeah, possibly. I have no idea, and I'm not a part of it. But sometimes if we haven't received comments in a while, they will email us comments ahead of time. Like if we get a ton of comments at once, they won't email. But if we get a couple a day, I'll get an email. So I received an email, and then after some point, YouTube removed it. But I just want to say, and I know you're super curious, and a lot of people are curious about our political stance. We're not about politics. Obviously, we think he asked questions about climate change and made a whole bunch of statements about climate change. Obviously, we would love to see things done. But I don't know what's going to happen in the U.S., nor do I know what's going to happen in the U.S. with the Republican Party, nor do I want to deal with it and talk about it, because that's not what this channel is about, although we obviously have opinions, but this is not where we share those opinions. But I appreciate the time that you put into the comment, and I really don't know why YouTube chooses and when they choose to remove things.
We didn't do it.
Anywhere. That's that. But here's another Josh comment. Are you going to plan a meetup tour in Denmark? This is super interesting because I think that'd be cool. It'd be great to know if people would be like into kind of doing something where we meet up in a certain part of Denmark and kind of visited a city together. That might be something that we plan in the future. But you know, that's kind of like things down the road. We've thought it might be kind of neat to organize little tours inside of Denmark, or but that's way down the line, maybe one summer. Since this is not our primary job, it's kind of tough to kind of manage that along with everything else. And Patrick has been asking if we've been to the Viking Museum. We had been to the one in Trelleborg a couple years ago before we actually were doing the channel, but that's the only one that we've been to. We went there during one of the Viking festivals.
I really want to go to the one, and I can't remember where it's at now, but there's one where they recently built like the largest Great Hall reconstruction, and it looks super cool. I keep seeing it on my Instagram all the time.
And I just have to say, Judy said hi. Hi, Judy.
Hi, Judy.
We miss you and Michael so much. They were our friends that visited us not long ago and joined us when we were at Noma. We miss you guys. We can't wait till you guys, you know, come back again. I don't know when we're going to be in California.
I don't know. And I also saw that John and Annette are here, so I wanted to say hello to them.
There's Michael with his Viking ship. We saw some So the story Michael just commented, he's actually the person, if you ever watch one of our early videos when we went to Fredericksburg slot, and we had this little skit thing where we talked about how somebody was with us and said something about the Viking ships. And it was actually like a Pirates of the Caribbean type ship. It wasn't a Viking ship. And a docent came up and pointed out that that's not a Viking ship. Well, that was Michael, and he likes to comment on that. And when he was here, he went to Roskilde and saw actual Viking ships. So he's fixed his misconception on what Viking ships are.
We've corrected him.
We've corrected that, yes.
I have some questions I've been writing down.
Okay, go ahead.
First of all, someone asked if they saw me walking Brisket in Northern Shetland last week.
No.
Unfortunately, you did not. That was just another redhead walking a dog, walking a black dog so maybe I guess me and Brisket both have a twin. And then I actually saw someone commented, buy Maya a car 2021, and then someone else commented, for you, when are you going to buy Maya a bad car?
Yeah,
that's a great question. That's such a good question.
We got a driver's license that has to happen first, but
we'll get you there was 1975 Yugo.
Well, there's a rule when I was a kid where we had to basically get a car that was built in the decade we were born. So mine was in the 70s, so yours would be in the 2000s, I guess, when the time comes.
Yeah.
We'll see.
2000s car. That's not that bad.
Yeah, that's okay. Not too bad. All right.
I have other things here as well.
Another question?
I have lots of questions. Someone asked if we're going to come to Aalborg again.
Absolutely, we'll come to Aalborg again.
I loved Aalborg. I was so impressed with that, and that's one of those cities that I don't feel like anybody knows about. Like, I feel like everybody knows about Copenhagen. Some people know about Aarhus. But I don't think I'd really ever heard about Aalborg before. But it was so cute. I loved it.
And then, someone asked if we were going to Gavnu for Christmas. I don't know how.
Gavnu?
Yeah.
We did last year.
Someone asked if we're going back.
Oh, we did last year, but I don't think we're going to this year. We're definitely gonna go to somewhere. We haven't decided yet, but we don't want to go somewhere that we went to last Christmas. So we're still trying to figure out a good Christmas market to visit, since they should hopefully be up and running again, unlike last year.
Somebody started hashtag
Maya needs a car. Yes. Hashtag Maya does need a car. Thank you.
And thanks for everybody for reminding me that it's Lyra where the Viking thing is. I definitely want to go.
Yeah, so let me go to one of these other questions real fast, which is, what do you want to do after school?
Well, after school, I'm not sure if you mean after all school or after gymnasium, but after gymnasium, I want to go to university. For what? I don't know yet. Figure that out in 3 years, I guess. But after university, I guess I'll get a job and hopefully work out some visa things. I know this is such an exciting answer. I've thought about maybe in between gymnasium and university, maybe doing a few months to travel, because actually, I don't know if you knew this, but for some universities, if you actually start like in the winter or in January, the acceptance rates are a little bit higher.
Oh, that makes sense. That's the same way in the U.S.
Maybe I could just travel for a few months and come back and go to university, hopefully with more luck of acceptance, maybe. So yeah, those are my plans.
So the people have asked a lot about questions about language. Questions about language. So we'll just like how it's been, and I guess Maya was basically from the very beginning. She was here.
We shoved her into Danish school.
I have been going to Danish school ever since we moved here. I started at folk school. I went there for 2 years, and then I went to after school, and now I'm here. And my after school was not international; it was all Danish.
It was all Danish.
Now I'm here.
Yeah, that was really important to us that she did Danish school, because we thought we would probably want to stay, and so we wanted to make sure. I know it stuck at the time, like you didn't. It was hard. It was a really hard transition.
But it's really funny being in gymnasium now, because people will be like, "Oh, are you an exchange student?" I'm like, "No." They're like, "Are you in the international line?" I'm like, "No." They're like, "So you're just in the Danish and you live here?" I'm like, "Yeah."
So for me, since I'm on the other end of the spectrum, I guess you could say, It's been challenging because very few people speak Danish in work. All my presentations, everything is in English. And so I'm not really forced to speak Danish. And my mind just is not one for languages. I can learn how to edit in Adobe Premiere. I can learn how to shoot video. I can learn how to use all the gadgets, and that's how my mind. I can learn guitar, which is kind of another language, but I just struggle with languages and memorizing and remembering things and like triggering it. So it's just been generally difficult for me. But I think Module 2 was definitely harder than the first module test. And Module 3, I hadn't started it yet, but I'm sure the classes will be difficult. But I'm really going to push. We need to get through this in order to get permanent residency. But it's a huge challenge for me. It's just not my thing. And I love that. I guess the biggest thing, too, is obviously I like to speak. And I really feel like my ability to kind of pronounce English in a nice, good, and understandable way.
You mean Danish?
I mean, no, English.
Oh, English.
Speaking English, everybody comments on my voice and how I can speak it well, clearly. And then it's just really, it just irritates me how difficult it is for me to pronounce Danish and to have to go from being able to easily communicate, everybody understands, to not. It's just so, it's really hard and makes me frustrated. But I got to get over that frustration. So I just have to say that.
But that's because I've seen a lot of people ask why you don't speak Danish with your friends, and it's kind of something similar where you've said you feel like you can express yourself better with your friends.
Yeah, because I'm pretty good at Danish, but I find it hard to be funny in Danish, because I don't. There's jokes that, not only are there jokes in English that just, don't make sense in Danish, but also my kind of, I don't know, my humor, I just don't know the words to, make that work yet. And so it's just hard to, speak Danish with friends when I'm not talking, I'm in class or something very, professional sounding. It's hard to just, speak Danish and let loose and be, normal.
Yeah.
My Danish level is, small talk and I have a job, and so very just straightforward, not much personality, stuff like that. When even at work, when I do when I'm just doing very professional stuff, I am speaking Danish, but then when I'm complimenting someone or saying that I like it or whatever, I just speak English because I just don't know how to execute that in Danish. So
people have asked a bit about sports, so I'm going to say there's quite a few people conversation going on. It seems
are we missing the NFL?
About NFL,
We're not missing the NFL.
I'm not an NFL fan at all. I don't miss it at all.
I feel like the only football game I've ever only Super Bowl I've ever watched was the time that Beyonce made all the lights go out. That was,
we maybe took you to a couple football games. There was a time when we went to some Titan games when we lived in Tennessee, but
I went to a college football. I remember going to a college football game.
We took you to an MTSU.
I'm not a big football fan at all. So I'm a baseball fan. So now is when I take a break. Well, soon. Well, my team's out of it, so I can start breaking now. But October is when the baseball season ends, moves into the playoffs, and that's when I take a break. So we do watch soccer. And I will say, somebody asked about female soccer. I don't know a ton about the Danish ladies soccer team, but I think an important note, 3 Danes actually play on the women's soccer team where we went to school, Middle Tennessee State University, which is pretty cool. So I guess there's some female soccer program at MTSU, our old school, that has attracted Danes. So maybe they'll end up being big, national team players at some point.
Yeah.
I have some other.
What are some? Yeah. You guys are putting so many questions. It's hard.
Oh yeah, it's so.
It's hard to watch. Somebody did ask, how do we feel about the drinking culture in Denmark and
also
Maya
someone asked how I survived my first week of gymnasium. I'll talk about that in a second. But what were you gonna say?
We're very much, and we talked about this in our parenting video. We're very when in Rome. So we talk to Maya a lot. I think we have a really good relationship with you. Generally, we're really open and try to trust you a lot. So we've just kind of said, don't end up in a gutter.
Yeah.
Just kind of
but
be careful.
Yeah, someone asked if I survived my first week of being drunk at gymnasium, but I was at Lyngby Handelsgymnasium for 3 days before I went to the STX.
Yeah.
And they partied quite a bit, but for some reason the STX didn't.
Yeah.
And so I never really...
You kind of missed out on that first week of partying.
I didn't really have a party at all the first week, but I did go to the party with the shirts, and actually that's the last party I've been to, so...
Yeah.
Not all that much partying going on.
You've got your birthday party coming up.
Yeah,
so.
I don't mind. It's okay.
So let's go to one of these questions, which, what do you do for work?
What do I do for work? I won't say who I work for. I will say what I do because we do get this question a lot. I am a Salesforce junkie. I work with Salesforce. Started out as a contact relationship management software product. It's now gone on to marketing and customer service and e-commerce and all kinds of stuff. And so that's what I do. I implement Salesforce, and I love it. It's something that I truly enjoy, learning more about the product and being able to help people. And I'm a business analyst, so I help businesses understand what their processes are and how they, work more efficiently and use Salesforce to work more efficiently. So it's fun. I really like it.
Yeah, and I for years was a consultant doing implementation projects for digital marketing platforms, CMS, content management systems, which is super boring. But that's what I did for many years, and now I focus more on using partners, agencies or tech partners to build business. So I kind of do partnership growth as a sales channel. Super boring, but that's what boring to talk about. I mean, it's fun to execute on, but not great for live streams. But that's what we do because we do have regular full-time jobs and everything, which is how we're able to live here.
And I go to school and I have a part-time job. And I work in retail.
Yeah.
And someone has been asking a few comments on all of our vinyls here.
Oh, yes.
He's been saying we should make a vinyl collection video.
Yeah, I know. I've been thinking about trying to. I have probably. I mean, there's probably like 600-700 or more vinyls back there. And one of the things we do, an Adobe plug.
Yeah.
So I work with Adobe. I don't work at Adobe, but Adobe, their AEM CMS platform is what I've been working with for years.
There's like this good-hearted rivalry between me and Josh because those are kind of rival software as a service products, and so we just kind of get onto each other.
Yeah. So anyway, on real fast on the vinyl. So we collect for a variety of different reasons, and one of the big reasons is to support artists. Yeah. So when we go to a concert, we'll often buy the vinyl, the record at the show, because then we're basically putting money right in the hands of whoever the artist is, and especially if they're touring. And if they're touring in Europe, then we give it to them, and then they don't have to carry it to the next place. So we can lighten their load as they move from city to city. And so a lot of my vinyls are ones that I basically got at shows directly from artists. And I have hundreds. But I'm also in a vinyl club, and I get them every month. Yeah. It's in the U.S., so I get them every quarter because of all the wonderful scat taxes that you pay when you import things into...
I get them here and there. For a while, I was collecting some of my favorite Queen vinyls. I have almost all of my favorites. Not all of them, though, because once it gets towards the 80s, I'm less interested. But someone was also asking if we listen to any Danish artists.
I love Young. The band Young.
She likes Young. I like Jonah Blacksmith.
Yeah.
And we actually recently went to that show and saw
Mads Langer. He was really good. I really like him.
That's kind of the extent of my Danish.
Yeah.
Because so much is in
and I like radio. I like Nags. I think I said that right. They're kind of older, like 80s bands, but I love radio. I listen to them all the time.
As we mentioned in the last live stream, I like Ulken Kunstner. I like them. Yeah. I actually, funny enough, talked about them in my Danish monthly exam. I talked about Ulken Kunstner. So, yeah, I like them. I like their music. But I don't really listen to, that much Danish music. And I do not listen to Kim Larsen.
Let's not talk about that. But we have tickets to, some shows like Queen, you mentioned. We had tickets to see Queen.
Yeah, Elton John.
And Elton John that keep getting moved and moved many times.
I may be retired by the time the Elton John concert happens.
I guess that's the unfortunate thing about having your favorite artist be, older people.
Well, and in Elton John's case, he delayed because of that, but Queen
also
kept pushing because of Corona.
Yeah. Somebody wants to know how much Danish radio do we listen to. I actually listen to it every time I'm in the car.
I'm too lazy.
Yeah, nobody ever changes the channel, and I always listen to Pop FM.
I'm not really.
And somebody earlier asked if we're going to go to the Roskilde Festival. I'll say that we were planning to go one day. I don't know if I'll go for the whole thing. But the last time it was going to happen, we planned to go one day to experience it for one day, and then Corona didn't happen. So I would definitely go a single day for sure at some point to experience it.
I would love to go, but maybe not as a 3-person group. I might
just by yourself.
Yeah,
you want
just
to
because our style of music and something like that is a little different. I know you guys are going to be go seeing someone else. there's like at the last Roskilde Festival, Kendrick Lamar was going to be there and Tyler the Creator, and I was so excited. And I know you guys don't super care about Kendrick Lamar and are not going to want to sit with me through that.
Well, I gotta say, by the way, somebody mentioned Dizzy Mizzy Lizzy, and I have to say, our very first time to Denmark in 2012 when we were here on vacation, we went to, one
of the Friday concerts?
Yeah, Friday concerts at Tivoli, and Tim Christensen was the artist that day, so we actually got to see him play, and I was with Thomas, one of my good Danish friends, who's been in a couple different videos, and he's like, he's super famous, and it was a really cool chance to see him.
Somebody said you should take a trip to Tuna. We have been to the Tuna Festival twice,
and we had tickets
to go a third time.
That will eventually be used when it's again. So if you're a fan of the Tuna Festival, you can find us there for sure. Not
absolutely.
Maya, but Miranda and I will be there.
We love the Tuna Festival.
I will not be there. I do like some folk music, but more like indie folk, so...
Indie folk there?
Okay.
By the way, somebody keeps asking, Thomas, about the oldest comic book store. We have not been.
No, we haven't.
We should go. We haven't been, though.
I actually used to be very into comic books. I have a whole comic book collection back in the U.S. in our storage unit.
All right. So we're gonna real fast. I've put together a little package here.
Oh,
somebody was asking Brisket's
so
opinion on things. They had questions for Brisket. So here's a little Brisket video for you guys.
Fingers crossed it works.
Let's see. Brisket. Hey there, my name's Brisket. My human parents said I can spend a few minutes talking about myself because I just don't get enough time on camera in our normal videos. Well, here it goes. I was born in July of 2020, and my human parents adopted me in September of that same year. Well, I tell you, it's been a fun ride so far. They've taken me all over Denmark. I've been to Skagen, Aalborg, Aarhus, Jelling, Kolding, Sønderborg, Svendborg, Ærø, Åmu, Moon, Copenhagen, Kongens and I'm sure I've forgotten a few of those spots too. It has been a ton of fun, but in order to get all of these places, I have to do the one thing I hate even more than my human dad hates driving over the Nightmare Bridge, and that's sit in a car. Whenever that car stops, I make sure to bark loud enough to cause temporary disorientation so my human parents realize how much I hate it. I also hate baths, but for that one, I just give in until it's finished. But let's be positive now and focus on the things that I do like. Forget love. I love to lick ears. I love to run in circles. I get excited when I'm in big spaces. Jump behind the couch. I'm trying to reach the human hand that's dragging over the edge. Never let my back feet touch the stairs. And of course, eat my human dad's shirt sleeves when he's trying to talk on camera to you guys. That might be my favorite thing to do. So far though, I think I've got it pretty good. And being on YouTube is kind of cool. It's even got me on the real TV. And I think I behaved pretty good when I was on Go More Denmark. By the way, that is a big, comfy couch, and I must say, Steen, he was a pretty nice dude. I can't wait to see what I get to do as we work to get to 30,000 subscribers next. But what a ride it's been so far. All right, Brisket, who's he's over here. He's kind of interested. He's not hiding from us.
He keeps licking my leg.
But we needed to give him a few minutes
because... Brisket planning to start a family of his own?
No, Brisket's missing some very important parts to his body that allows for that. He's been fixed.
Someone asked if I play an instrument or sing.
You do
or do
both.
Any other creative thing. Well, okay.
You do art.
Yeah, I have played tuba for I don't know, 4 years. So, and I still have it. If anyone wants a super amazing tuba solo, just call me. And I do some singing. I used to do it a lot more. Now I just kind of do it in my room when no one's home.
Yeah.
But I do love singing, and the thing I do most in my free time is I make art. I make abstract.
You make cool art. Yeah,
Thank
I like
you very
your
much.
art.
If anyone's interested in my art.
Yeah. We'll show it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what we're...
What's another
I'm distracted now. I'm just...
Sorry.
Let me get back to the beer.
Let's see. Oh, I was also...
real fast, because somebody asked one last thing on Brisket. He's a Bichon Havanese. Somebody asked his breed, and I meant to write that when I did the little voiceover, and I forgot. He's a Bichon Havanese. And he is... Maya's not the biggest fan of Brisket.
Okay.
But he's a super great dog.
Are we about to reveal this right now? So... I do not really like... I don't know. I'm just not the biggest fan of small, like, hairy dogs. Because we've always had big dogs. And I'm also, like, way more of a cat person.
Yeah.
And so...
You're missing Moose.
For... How long have we had the channel? A year?
Yeah.
I've been pretending. Acting.
She doesn't
I am content with him. I'm neutral about the situation.
I don't think you're neutral.
Yeah, a little
no,
more.
You're not.
A little more
you're
on dislike.
Yeah, and that was the Batman music, by the way.
Yes.
I did track that down in order to make that a little bit fun to transition to Brisket.
Someone also asked me if my classmates know about YouTube. I think my classmates did at Lingua, but I don't know if they do here. I think I've mentioned it here and there, but actually some like speaker came to our school recently and he recognized me, which was funny.
Yeah, I feel like we're a little bit weird about that because we don't want to like be spamming all of our friends and family all the time with our YouTube channel. We do mention it sometimes.
Yeah,
but
and I also don't want to be like, oh my god, yeah, like I have a YouTube channel with like 20,000 subscribers. Like,
yeah,
it's like nothing though. Like if it comes up and they're like, oh, like what do you do? Or like, where have I seen you? Then
you're like,
I say something.
Okay.
But
yeah.
I don't really.
I don't know.
I
don't want to feel like I don't want to be like, you know, somebody who's selling like, you know, a multi-level marketing product or something like that.
Go watch our
YouTube channel. Come on.
All right, I'm going to go to one of my questions here, which is how many countries have you been to?
That's a good one.
Somebody asked this, and they also asked if I could name them all. I'm not going to do that for you. I could name them all, but I've actually been to 68 countries.
Yes.
And I think it's easier to say ones I haven't been to in the EU is Cyprus, Greece, and Bulgaria. Otherwise, I've been to all the other EU countries, and I've been to all the continents. Maya's been to a few less than that, but she's been on some special trips with me because the two of us take a trip together every year.
We do.
And actually, the two of us are going somewhere I'm not going to reveal yet during week 42 in October. So we'll have some special videos from that trip during week 42. And then Miranda has been to, I guess, the fewest probably because I've been to some from work.
Keep taking trips
and some with
without
her.
me. I think
but you're in the 50s, I'm sure.
I think I'm at like 57 or 58.
I'm probably missing some, but this app says 48. I think I'm missing.
I have your list. You've been to 55.
Yeah.
55. Okay.
Yeah, I have a list for you. I keep a list of all this nonsense, but
yeah, because we've been traveling ever since I was really little, so I don't remember all of it. So
and one thing that I want to mention this too is one of the things we're going to try to start doing is when we travel now, we're going to occasionally get out of Denmark since we can travel a little bit outside of Denmark. We were just in Poland not long ago. And what we're going to start doing is we're going to work to get a Danish connection to wherever we go. So we're going to try to tie a piece of Danish history to wherever we've been. And worst case, we'll drink a Carlsberg, but hopefully we can do more than that. And so I'm not going to reveal where I went. I went on a trip by myself recently, and it's going to be on in a couple weeks, and I promise you it has tons of Danish history, very important Danish history, even though it's not in Denmark. So you need to stay tuned in a couple weeks when I launch 2 videos from a destination out of Denmark, but it has a lot to do with Denmark. And it's actually a country I had been to before, but I hadn't been since living in Denmark, so it was cool. And then
I'd like to give a shout out to Patrick for knowing the Animaniacs country song.
Yeah.
Go you. That's a good song.
Someone is asking about your beard and hair routine.
Yes, your beard routine. I think it's just he gets up and he does this.
No, so I guess
he has like beard creams and everything.
Yeah, I've been, and I'm distracted because I'm seeing people type things on here. I'm not going to answer the question. I'm not going to answer. But I've had a beard for probably, I guess, 23, 22 years now.
You shaved it once.
I shaved it one time.
Never again.
And then I grew it right back immediately. It's varied in length, and you've probably seen it in different lengths in videos. But now I do put a little bit of cream on it in order to kind of keep it from like going in. And then my hair, I'm just lazy with haircuts.
Yeah.
So I basically grow it for like 4 months.
Yeah.
And I get it cut short. And then I grow it for 4 months and get it cut short.
Back in the day, he would grow it out a little bit longer, and we called it the magic beard because we would joke he could hide things in it.
Yeah, and it's also getting gray, but if it's out in the sun, it actually is a bit red.
It's
and
red.
So I have red.
It's weird because you can see like the line where
but you
it
can't
changes.
anymore because now it's all like gray. What was a line was now gray.
So Josh is technically a redhead because he does have red hair.
And it was longer in the intro. Yeah, that was during one of my. That was like deep in Corona where we weren't going anywhere. In which case, I didn't have any need to shave my beard, so it was definitely longer in the intro. But I trimmed it up recently, and I've been trying to keep it a little bit trimmer lately.
Please shave it for Try Not Tuesday. No, you don't want that.
No. That's not gonna happen.
No
I'm
offense,
sorry.
Dad, but I promise you don't want that.
I'm not. I like my beard. It's gonna stay here. I did it once. Maybe one day I'll reveal one of the pictures from when I shaved it that one time, and that's probably as close as you're
literally.
gonna get.
Actually, you look so different. And there's like a pic we on one of our daddy-daughter trips is when you didn't have the beard, and you look so different. You look like you like kidnapped me because you don't look like my dad.
Yeah, Patrick's the one, of course, who keeps pointing out that I'm going gray. Thanks for that, bud.
I like his gray.
And people have asked about Corona, and actually I'll say that we purposely not touched on a ton Corona related in our videos because
politics.
One of the reasons, politics, but also because it's like it changes so frequently.
Yeah.
That, I mean, it's on YouTube for a while, and like somebody might watch a video, and 3 months later, whatever we say doesn't make sense anymore.
What are you talking about?
But I will say it's nice to have, we're all vaccinated.
Yeah.
It's nice to be in a situation where we can be a bit more open. When we were in Poland, it was strange a bit to be wearing masks again.
Yeah, a lot. You had to wear masks a lot, and it was different being there. But I mean, obviously, there are times I think when still, if it's super crowded, I might pull a mask out at this point. But obviously, we'll watch it. We're heading into winter, so who knows what that will bring.
But I mean, it is nice to feel a little closer to normal.
Yeah.
And when our American friends have come here, they were kind of baffled and stuff because they were recently, in places that were differently only shaved.
Yeah, I saw. That's what I was laughing at. Also, someone asked if you have an Omega watch.
Yes, he does.
I do have an Omega watch.
He has the James Bond.
So
Omega
I mean,
watch.
actually,
Can I see it real quick?
I'm a huge James Bond fan, so I'm very excited, by the way, about the James Bond movie coming out.
And I'm
Friday.
really sad it's Daniel Craig's
And this was. It's not the James Bond.
It doesn't have. He had the option to get it with 007 on the back of it.
But I didn't do that.
Didn't do that.
But it's one that Daniel Craig wore in Skyfall. And yeah, so that's like the one nice thing I have in life here, maybe this and the camera, and I just wear it every day. I don't have like 10 watches. I have one.
Oh, what's your favorite Bond movie?
Oh, that's really tough. I mean, I really liked Bond as a person. I mean, Daniel Craig is fantastic.
Skyfall.
And Skyfall is a great movie, but obviously I'm a big fan of From Russia with Love is also one of my favorite movies. But growing up, I was I was in the whole Roger Moore days, and like as a little kid, Moonraker, which seems ridiculous now, but as a little kid, I'm like, oh, this is awesome. They're in space.
I have a secret love of A View to a Kill. It's so terrible and it's so campy and ridiculous, but I absolutely love Grace Jones, Christopher Walken, how just ridiculous the plot is. The ending is just stupid and I love it. It's just the best 2 hours of your life.
Someone asked if we were ever going to make... Also, someone asked if we were going to make a new intro, and they said, with me grown up. But I just thought that was funny because that video of me in the intro, that's a year
less
ago.
Than a year ago.
That's less than a year ago.
That was when
Do I look that much older?
That was... We shot it in...
that was on
Samsu when we were at on week 42 last year. I've been thinking about making some updates, but I have to be completely honest. I do all that stuff. And it takes time.
Yeah.
And so what happened was I did all that. I did the intro and a bunch of other graphics and stuff over Christmas where we couldn't go anywhere. And it's just tough to basically go through, and it just takes a lot of time. And editing the videos and trying to keep up with all that stuff, and this special video is taking up extra time. So
yeah, but I do I actually look much older than I do in that intro?
You do look older.
Maybe a little.
You do look a lot older. I think you do.
I've aged so much.
I love all this Bond.
Yeah,
Bond is, I gotta say, I've been impressed at how much, there's a fly in my beer.
Oh no!
I'm impressed with how much, how popular James Bond is in Denmark. because I know a lot of Bond fans in Denmark, and I love it.
Yeah.
And there's been there was Viaplay had them for a month. Like you could watch every Bond movie. I mean, I have them all on Blu-ray, but I watched them all not long ago when they were all on last year. And people keep asking actually about Danish Simon. You've said this a few times about Danish television. I don't watch a ton of Danish TV.
Okay.
And if I do, it's typically... Actually, we watch mostly streaming stuff.
Yeah.
And I will say this about commercials. What's interesting about Danish TV and commercials is there's no commercials for a while. And then there's what feels like 7 hours of commercials.
Yeah.
And then there's no commercials for a while.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's weird. At least in the US, there's a lot of commercial breaks, but they're much shorter. They're like 2 to 2.5 minutes long. Here, they're like 5, 6, 7 minutes. And it's just like when I watch TV2 and watch Go More Denmark, it's like, there's so many commercials. But then when it starts, there's no commercials for... And it's interesting because when they show US programming, they just go through the commercial breaks.
Going. Yeah. There's so
and then
many.
there's like a huge break. But I don't watch a ton of... I mostly watch YouTube, and I watch a bunch of streaming stuff that don't really have commercials on Netflix and things like that.
Yeah, I mostly stream too, but I do occasionally watch Paradise Hotel. No one makes fun of me, but I have only seen a few episodes and I like it, but I want to watch a whole season. But every time I look at the seasons, it's like 40 episodes.
Yeah.
I'm like, how many episodes come every week?
I want to watch. I went and saw. So I, for the first time, went and saw a Danish film in a Danish movie theater with Danish subtitles. I saw Margarete den Første. Which was very good, and one of the previews was for a show called Sygeplejerskeskole, which looks like it's about like a nursing school during World War II, and I actually kind of am really interested in that, so I want to watch that, and it'd be a good listening practice for me.
Oh, someone, the person who made the comment about the intro said sorry for making it seem like they said I was old. I know. I do look like, at least in the intro part where we're saying like, keeping us young, I do look quite young.
It's all that drinking you've been doing.
Yeah, really.
Let's jump to this question because it's been asked and asked.
Bornholm.
So I'm pretty sure that it'll be asked again after today. We're not putting this to rest.
I have been to Bornholm once.
I've been to Bornholm.
Josh has been to twice.
No, I've been once. We went together.
Yes, we went together.
But before we had the channel. So I have photos of it, but we spent 3 or 4 days together in 2019, or 2018, I guess?
Yeah.
Or 2019. And Maya, you went to Bornholm in your last week after school. And
I did. Most of the schools go on like some crazy European vacation, but because of Corona and everything, we went to Bornholm. And I actually felt bad because there was a girl in my school who was like from Bornholm. But we went to Bornholm. It was my first time ever there. And yeah, I had a really good time. I thought it was so pretty, especially that time of year. We were there in, I guess, June. Yes. And it was super pretty.
You were there for St. Hans Day.
I was there for St. Hans.
Yeah.
That was really
crazy.
Yeah, we had a very
proper
proper St. Hans big fire.
Video where it didn't happen.
Yeah. So that's the problem is like we're trying to go to places we've never been. Right now. So like when we go shoot video, it's like a mix because we want to create good content, but we also want to experience new things that we've never been to. Since we've been to Bornholm, that's kind of lower on the list.
We should just go back.
I will say we were going to try to go in May, but then with all the Corona restrictions, I just didn't feel like driving through Sweden to take the ferry from Ystad to get there. So we ended up going to Sunneborg instead. But we will get there for sure, but that's part of the reason why we haven't gone recently.
Yeah.
Someone asked, when am I going to get a little brother or sister? I'm good. I am good, thank you.
Yeah, that's Brisket.
Brisket is enough to deal with.
Brisket's enough.
He's enough.
That ship has sailed.
He is enough for me. Thank you.
And we had been to Samsø, by the way. Somebody's asking. We've been to Samsø. Maya and I went there for week 42 last year, but we haven't been to Læsø yet. But there will be more. And by the way, so Roskilde, I'm only saying this. Now there's a lot of people asking about places.
Gosh, yeah.
I want to go to Greenland. I want to go to Faroe. They're definitely on the list. Been to Roskilde a number of times. I just haven't shot video there. Actually, I did go. We met up with one of Maya's friends from after school and their family, and I shot some video at the cathedral. But I didn't do a video. But it's actually that footage has shown up on other things, like we did the video at Jespris. And we talked about the statue of Christian IV, and we had footage of his, where he's buried there, and we threw that into the video. So there's little evidence of Roskilde videos in places, but we will go there at some point.
Yes.
And Koo is on the list for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's just it's tough to get to everything. I mean, it takes time, and we can only go like one weekend a month somewhere, and then we shoot a bunch of content and then create some videos from that. But it's on the list.
Yeah.
So here's a Maya question that from before that somebody asked. What food or snacks do you miss from home, and what do you like in Denmark?
I feel like I haven't been to the U.S. now in like 2 years, so it's hard to remember things that I really miss. But I do really love Takis. I love those so much. But I am lucky enough that there's like a candy store by our house that has them.
Yeah.
But, they're like 70 krona a bag, but sometimes it's worth it. Sometimes you're like, I need it. So I really miss that. And if I were to go back to the U.S. forever, I would probably miss, I like the little turtles, the Skilpella. I like those.
Oh, yeah.
And I love...
After Eights.
Aren't After Eights in America? I think we have After Eight. But I love...
Wendy's Baconator. I miss Wendy's, but not that. Wendy's is pretty good burgers.
And
actually.
I miss...
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell. Oh, I miss Taco Bell. Yeah.
I miss good Mexican food, you guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And so actually,
I would miss. Someone said I would miss Tokyo. That is so
true.
true. Thank you. I
if we leave,
miss Tokyo.
One of the problems. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I also love gulkama. I love those. I would miss those. I mean, the idea is pretty simple, but
and by the way,
really good.
I have Kokyo just as much as Maya does.
Oh yeah.
And I also love it.
They're so good.
I will say that one of the things, since we haven't been. You haven't been to the U.S. since the summer of 2019.
Yeah.
You were there February of last year briefly for a work trip. And
so it doesn't doesn't really.
And then I haven't been there since Christmas of 2019. And so the longer we've been away, the less we miss things and remember. So like when our friends that you saw in videos recently came to visit us, they asked us like, "What do you want us to bring?" And it was hard. If they'd asked me 2 years ago, I'd be like, "That." And I'm like, combos.
We say peanut butter every time.
Peanut butter. Combos. Butter, yes. But I'm actually taking a little time off work at the moment, and I'm gonna go to the U.S. Somebody asked about when we're going soon, and I'm gonna go in a couple weeks.
And we're all going for Christmas.
Yeah. But you'll get to see some video from me. And I'm gonna see my parents, and I'm gonna be reminded of the things that I miss. I'll walk around a grocery store, maybe take my GoPro and get some footage of a grocery store.
Every now and then I have dreams that I'm in Target.
Yeah, I'll go into it. I think it'll be overwhelming to go in that. I'm also gonna go up to New York and do some stuff there. So future videos from the U.S. are coming in the next month or so from me, because I'm gonna go visit family. And then I'll be reminded of the things that I miss when I stare at it in my face.
And you're like, oh.
And I'm like, oh, I miss you so much.
Yeah.
By the way, just really quick, not about food, but people keep asking me to sing, and we, like, you guys also sing, as we saw in the last live stream, you guys sing a little bit. I think we have briefly talked about doing a video about music and stuff, so maybe at some point I will sing, I don't know.
She's shy about it. You don't even like singing for me, and I think you have a good voice.
Thank you.
Yeah, although you did come to me and say you wanted to sing a song with me, yeah.
I do.
The reason why we didn't sing, if you watched the last live stream, which you can go back and watch if you have an hour of free time, Miranda and I sang a song, but it's kind of weird when you do music in that, if like people, if you monetize anything, then you share the revenue.
Yeah, it's hard.
So it's a little weird when you play and sing music. So Maya and I will at some point sing a song together. I'll play guitar and she'll sing. We'll just plan it out, and probably I've been thinking about doing special little short videos at some point. Maybe drop on a Monday, just a 5-minute quick song of us singing something just as a surprise.
Yeah.
When I find time to practice guitar and learn something new. Because I haven't been able to play. My guitars are like right over there. But I mean, I just never get to play because I'm like, we're traveling and I'm editing.
There's
and
so many things that we don't get to do.
I don't know. I don't want to I'm not complaining.
No.
But it takes a lot of time to put these videos together, and I try to get better and like learn new stuff and make it more fun and more exciting and plan out things with people. And it just takes a lot of time, and so it's kind of ruined my ability to learn how to play guitar. I haven't picked it up in like weeks, and when I do, I basically play the same stuff as I've always played. I don't get to learn new stuff.
Dolly Parton and Porter Wagner.
So there was a Maya question here. Oh, we already did that one. Sorry, a Josh question. What is my all-time favorite beer? So my favorite beer is Leffe. Leffe. Some people pronounce it Leffe, but it's actually Leffe. And it's in Belgium. And I've been to the place that's pictured on the logo in Dinant, Belgium. And we have like Left glasses, and we have like a Left cooking apron. And
we have like a Left, like a little
Left
menu
stuff. Left
thing.
Blonde is absolutely my favorite, and I love France, and it's all over the place in France. And I'll basically refuse to eat anywhere unless they have Left on draft, and I'll get it. And you don't have Left, then I'm not gonna eat that. Drink
you
that.
Sound so
other
fancy. You're
stuff.
like, do you have Left?
I'm
no,
sorry.
then
No.
I'm leaving.
Yeah, that is absolutely my favorite.
Yeah.
Left is the best.
What about you, Mom?
Mine, I don't know if mine counts as a beer because I love the Lindemans Creek, the cherry beer. I love sour beers. They are just, I am crazy for sour beers. If anything there's like a cherry beer anywhere, I will drink it. Lemon, grapefruit, like I love sour beers.
I actually hate beer.
Yeah, she hates beer.
I hate beer, so whenever I go to like parties and stuff, everyone's always buying.
You're drinking small syrup.
No. Everyone's always buying like, packs of beer for everyone to have. I just always buy myself a bottle of wine, and that's my thing for the party. No one else can have any. This is for me. You guys can drink gross beer. I'm good, thanks.
In interior style, this is this is kind of funny.
I don't think it has though.
No, I still have posters on the wall.
If you can't tell by our back wall, we're very maximalist.
Yeah, and
Our
we're
whole
not
house
gonna.
is
Yeah,
extremely
this room has
maximalist.
posters, which you've seen if you watch other videos. Basically, the room that we're in. Almost every wall has been
covered.
shot on some video, except maybe right there because it's
above
the
our
TV.
Not
but
really,
otherwise,
not
this
really
corner
interesting there.
when we sang, and then there's stuff over there. There's just posters all over.
Yeah, my room is also very maximalist. There's stuff everywhere.
Yeah,
like.
Milla wants to know if we've watched Star Trek. I have watched so much Star Trek that I have a denim jacket with the Enterprise embroidered on the back. I've watched every episode of Star Trek Next Generation, and we've seen all of the movies. That was like one of our bonding things early on in dating. Although Josh was like, you like Star Trek?
But Stargate.
Stargate's where it's at.
We've seen all the Stargate and Atlantis, and Stargate's actually my favorite. And so somebody has been asking about my parents coming to visit. I'm not sure if they're going to come and visit. I mean, I hope they do sometime, but they're quite... Ooh, I meant to get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. It's been up there for a while.
Thank you, Thomas.
They're older, and I'm not sure if they'll be able to come. It'd be great to show it to them, but part of doing the YouTube channel was to give them kind of the chance to see everything if they don't make it here. They can see what life's like here and the things that we do and see.
And of course, we have more in the it's more useful for us to go to the US than them to come here, because when we go to the US, we can see them, see other friends, do other things. When they come here, like, we're it.
I love all these Stargate fans.
Yes, Stargate. Stargate's the best.
Should we do some birthday things?
I was about to say, indeed.
Indeed. Okay.
Mine doesn't get that. It's a Stargate.
But,
I do not like Stargate.
Teal. So we've got 8 minutes left, so we want to do some quick birthday stuff because Miranda's birthday is tomorrow. It's not today. It's tomorrow.
The 28th of September.
The 27th.
The 27th.
Wow.
Sorry.
Ouch.
Oh,
Ouch.
you guys saw it.
I forgot what day it was today. Okay.
So here is a cake. And
Are we serve? Oh, I thought you were gonna serve it on the record.
We're just here's the cake.
Here it is.
I feel bad because I actually
picked it up.
I was preparing everything, and so I said make sure to get a cake that you like while you're at the store today.
Yeah, and I was like at work, so my mom she was like calling
picked up her cake.
I picked up my cake. We're gonna have a pie note because one of the weird things, quirky things about me is that I don't really like cake. I'm not a cake person. I love pie. So tomorrow I'm going to make sure I get a big fat pie.
Yeah, so tomorrow is her actual birthday.
Yes,
so
tomorrow's my actual birthday.
The 28th.
But this is a nice passion fruit tart thing.
So I don't know the Danish Fødselsdag song.
I can pull it.
Basically, like,
oh my God.
hurrah, hurrah, hurrah is
that's the most important part.
Is the part I know, and stuff about chocolate cake. And Brisket is like pacing behind us. He wants in on this. But if I reach down, he's like runs away.
Okay.
Oh, happy birthday, Emmeline Oostergaard.
Okay, so I have to pull up the lyrics because it's a very long song. I'll just sing part of it. Are you ready, Mom?
I'm ready.
I dag er der Mirandas fødselsdag. Hurra, hurra, hurra. Hun sikrer sig en gave for, som hun har ønsket sig. Med dejlig chokolade og kager til.
Yay! There, she sang for everybody.
Yeah, there you go. That's the singing. There you go.
The song you get.
And I got a gift from Miranda yesterday. And so here's a quick story before you open it. The day that I flew, we'll eat this after. Yeah. The day that I flew to Denmark,
this is not a mukbang.
I went to a Target to buy a Nintendo Switch. And I didn't open it, and I got home, and I opened it, and there were bricks inside of it instead of the Switch.
I love that story.
And I'm like,
that story is so
I'm like, it was weird. My mind was like, how is this possible? How am I going to go to Target and explain to them that I had bricks in this box instead of a Switch?
That story is so funny.
And so I go back, and I'm like, guys, I was just here, and it was really annoying because I basically had a couple hours before my flight. I had no time to go back to Target. I'm like, there's bricks in this box. And they gave me a Switch. They believed me, which is great because it's true. So I say that because I picked something out. The guy went in the back. He brought it, and then I never opened it. And I thought, like, is there any chance that this is not what I asked for?
So we'll find out.
Just in case it's not what I asked for, it could be another Switch story.
Oh, no.
It's a brick. Surprise.
I have to see if I can get it open.
Thank you for everyone saying my Danish singing was good. I feel like my Danish birthday song is very good because I've heard it so many times, so my pronunciation is quite good. Congrats, bricks. I got you bricks. Happy birthday.
Yeah. So just in case these are bricks, I know what it feels like to open up a box of bricks. I was like, this box is kind of light. Don't get too excited. We don't know if it's bricks inside.
Yeah, it could be bricks. Oh, it's not bricks.
Oh, yes.
Oh, you got me a Flora Danica bowl.
It's a Royal Copenhagen
flower.
Show the camera.
I don't know. Can you see it?
Look at this fancy bowl.
And yes, we went to Magasin yesterday here in Lungbu.
Oh, I love Flora Danica.
Yeah, I figure bowls are,
they're always useful.
And I don't want like teacups.
Congrats on no bricks.
It's not,
it's not bricks. Good news. I was walking. I'm like, I don't know. It feels light. I mean, it's too light for bricks. But I'm like, and there was like one on display, and I'm like, what if this is the display box? And it's just like cardboard inside of it, and it's not actually in here. Good news, it was there.
I love Flora Danica because I mentioned in one of our very early videos, I think it was a Newhound video, that Flora Danica was designed, I think, as a gift for Catherine the Great.
Someone asked how old
excited.
You're turning tomorrow. You are turning 25.
25.
Totally turning. No, I'm turning 43.
43.
43 years young.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Forever scorned by the bricks. This brick situation was just, it was. I mean, it's like my head was like trying to what am I gonna do? Are they gonna believe me when I show up and say this had bricks in it? I mean, I never carried it until I walked out of the. I mean, anyway, good news. That wasn't bricks.
No, it was actually a bowl.
It wasn't bricks.
Great.
I briefly thought maybe you had bought me like a Nintendo gaming system or something. I was like, what's the tie-in here?
No. I just wanted to say that just in case when you opened it, it wasn't what I thought it would be.
Yeah, we did have this whole conversation as we were buying
it. As we were walking out, I'm like,
Flora.
should I have opened it first before we wrapped it?
We were just someplace today and we saw a big collection of Flora Danica. I was very excited about it.
Yeah, so I do not work at Novo, sorry.
No.
Although I know that they're AEM clients, Adobe clients.
I don't have the Flora Danica book. I would love to get it. Because the designs are so beautiful. Every time I love all the Flora Danica stuff.
I know. I saw that and I was like, oh, she would like that.
And also magnolias we have tons of beautiful, beautiful mountain magnolias in Tennessee. So
okay,
we just got another driver's license class.
Blah. I know what core means.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got only 2 minutes and we're gonna wrap this up. So thank you so much.
Yes,
as always,
thank you.
I can't express how much it means to us that so many people support us, enjoy the content that we make, and we're trying to make it better and better and better and better. And I've got these cool things planned, this travel stuff that is going to tie back to Denmark really that I think is going to be really cool, and we're getting more people engaged in helping us with the content. So please, I hope you continue to watch and enjoy. and stay engaged with us. We really appreciate it. Thanks for joining us on a Sunday evening.
Yeah, we know it's primetime TV time.
Exactly. And
there
you go. I guess we'll go, instead of getting cut off magically like I think we were last time, we're going to just gracefully say, I'm going to put this up again if you haven't, but you're probably all subscribers, so it's not going to matter. But thank you so much. We absolutely appreciate it. We've got a ton of cool things coming up. And there you go. We're going to say goodbye. Brisket Deciding says goodbye.
Yes.
And we'll figure out when to do another live stream in the future.
Yeah. We'll go hang out with our bricks.
We'll play with the bricks. Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.